Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to BSC News Live. Great to have you here. Great. I hope you've had a lovely weekend and are ready for the week ahead. Obviously, Bitcoin is still sort of remaining around that sort of 25K-ish mark, constantly raising the roof there, nearly pushing through, which is great to see. If you're holding, obviously, if you're in shorts, it's a different story. Because the weather is getting quite cold. Anyway, Ben, how are you? How was your weekend?
Good. Kind of a lazy weekend, so
Lovely.
It was
nice. That's good. Before we move on to specific news and stuff, we'll just have a quick look at what Bitcoin's doing. So yeah, like I said, it's sort of just been around the 25K mark, and it's been here for since mid last week. We went over 25K a few times, and it's sort of wanting to push past there. But will it? Who knows? Eventually, I'm sure it will. But when, I'm not sure. We can see as well that it hit 25K sort of here in August last year, and then it's doing the same sort of thing now. For those technical analysis people who like to draw lines, you could say, hold on, I'm just going to get the right tool. You could say that here arguably is an inverse head and shoulders. A bit scrappy, but there we go. But yeah, if you're into drawing lines and these shapes and things, I don't do it that often, but it could be described as an inverse head and shoulders. It could also be described as a few other things. A cup and handle, maybe. But yeah, anyway, hopefully we'll push past 25 soon. Do you think we'll get past 25 soon, Ben? Are you bullish at the moment?
Well, do you have a way to inverse the chart?
Oh, good question. I'm sure I do. I'll just give it a quick Google.
Because I want to do that perspective flip and say, does this look bearish, right?
Yeah. Oh, invert scale. There we go.
Okay.
Does
that look bearish to you?
I'd say so, yeah. It looks quite droppy. Like, I can see it just going... Blah.
Right, because it's like trying to push through that support right there.
Yeah, it keeps on hitting it, and sooner or later, it's just going to go... Blah, which is actually up.
To me, that tells the story. And just curious, what's the next major level there? Is that 20?
Well, I mean, it depends sort of who you ask, but the levels that I've got are just sort of historic, bounces. So I've got 26,664, so around 26,500 or so, and then if we just put it on the daily, you can sort of see where I've got these levels from. Just historic, bounces and wicks and things. So yeah, those are the other levels that I've got. But this sort of area here, I think we looked at this last time.
Wait, also real quick, doesn't that look like a giant inverse head and shoulders when you zoom out like this? Like you were saying at the beginning. I'm talking about the top of the chart. If we were looking at it, because we're looking at it inverted.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you could draw so many things. It does. Yeah.
I'm feeling bullish. So that's kind of what I'm getting at.
That's good. Yeah. I mean, if this was, the chart just as, inverse is normal, it doesn't look that great. Obviously, we'd be hitting this support multiple times and maybe go down. But again, who knows what could happen? Anything can happen in Bitcoin land. It's anything can happen, but who knows? Hopefully it's going to go up. We can see that, it sort of keeps on wanting to. But yeah, eventually we will see. Hopefully this time next week, or maybe even tomorrow, who knows, we'll be, going up and up. fingers crossed. Anyway, moving on. Something that we recently published on BSC.news that I'm going to share is Push Protocol expands messaging services to BNB chain. Have you used Push Protocol before, Ben?
I have not.
It's quite cool. So obviously we've written an article about this happening. And what Push Protocol is, their homepage sort of explains what they do, what they are. And in my opinion, it's like a messaging service / email service on the blockchain, and you use your address as your crypto wallet address as your sort of ID or address. Yeah. So, for example, if we go on Inbox, I've got nothing there at the moment just because it's fairly new. But also, you can send messages to people's addresses if they've got like a .ethereum name or something, or .bnb. You can send it there as well. It's quite interesting. And that's just app.push.org. Yeah.
App.push.org.
Yeah. Would you like to give it a test?
Yeah, I think we should.
Yeah.
This is really interesting. I wonder, is the messaging encrypted, in terms of the messages we send to each other?
Yeah, I'm not sure. So, yeah, I assume if they're not, I don't think they'd just be visible as plain text on the blockchain. There'd have to be
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, a Web 2 background application there. I'm just going to send you my wallet address. Shit. Okay, so that's the test. That's good. So I've put the test address that I'm using accidentally in the chat, but that's fine. But I'll send it to you as a message as well, Ben.
Perfect.
Yeah, hold on a sec. There you go. So yeah, if you I think it's quite easy to make an account. All you need to do is set it up there, and then enter that address and send a message, and hopefully it'll come through. But we'll see.
Let's find out. Encrypting your keys. Okay.
So yeah, you do have to sign a message, and obviously on Ledger.
My wallet is not whitelisted. Oh, you have to. It's in a alpha.
Alpha. Okay.
So I am unable to actually participate in this right now.
Oh.
Interesting. We found out live.
Yeah. So how am I able to do it then? But you're not.
Have you? Well, try to send me a message here.
Okay. I'll obviously sort of obscure the address a little bit. Yeah, I didn't actually mean to put my test address just in the chat for everyone, but there you go. Okay, hold on. I'm just going to stop sharing the tab just for a moment. Oh, I think I can actually. Hold on. Hello. Hold on. I need to sign a transaction, and then I think it might work actually. Please sign the transaction to continue. Nothing's popped up at the second. Okay, I'm just going to try that quickly again. So for me, it looks as though it's going to... Yeah, my ledger wasn't unlocked. So now I've unlocked it. Messages are not encrypted until the user accepts the chat request. So I'm just going to send a message that says, hello, encrypting keys. I've unlocked my ledger, so I'm ready to sign. Please sign the transaction to continue. Steady, lads. Chat is almost ready. So if I just share the screen again. Hold on a moment. So this at the moment is what it's saying. It's encrypting the keys. Fingers crossed it works.
Well, I've been looking at the little notification here. It actually says it does not support Ledger yet.
Ah, well, there we go. Oh well. What can you do? Well, yeah, I think it's very interesting
because it allows you to, really, like, no one can hack your chat deal because you're logging in with your private keys.
Exactly. Yeah, I think it's very interesting. But yeah, I do hope they have Ledger integration soon. I'm sure they will. But in some ways, I think this sort of thing might be the future. And your wallet address could essentially be your key to a lot of things, and not just receiving and sending crypto. For instance, with NFTs and tickets and things, it could be essentially your personal ID card. Do you think that's the way it could go?
It could. I think that's how a lot of this stuff is going to go. So you'll do all these different ways of, and think about it, this isn't like a financial transaction. This is just using your wallet as a login, as a way to communicate.
Exactly.
So it's more secure than Gmail or Facebook or anything like that.
Indeed. As long as you keep your private keys safe. So everyone, never ever give out your private keys, no matter what. You should never give them to anyone. Any application asking for it, don't. The only person that perhaps you should give it to is a solicitor or a lawyer, in your will. But yeah, never give it to anyone. A little bit like your toothbrush. You only use it. You don't let other people use it. I don't know, you might. But in general, your toothbrush is yours. Anyway, moving on. BNB Chain have come out and updated their roadmap. So this is on their website as well. We've written an article which is a little bit perhaps easier to digest on the BSC News website. It's one of the most recent articles. All you need to do is just go to the top, News, BSC News, it's right there. However, so yeah, BNB Chain came out with an updated roadmap. And the formatting, as you can see, it's a little bit perhaps difficult to read in places, but they mention what they've done so far in 2022 and going forward what they're going to do. Long story short, they want to expand the chain, have more validators. So at the moment, I think the validators, you said how many there were last time, Ben, but there's
21.
21. They want to expand it to around 100, which is interesting. Yeah.
That's so. If you look at just looking at from a price impact perspective, that's now, instead of 21 active nodes, you've got 100, and you've got 100 for people to delegate to. That is potentially a lot of push and demand on people locking up BNB and to get those validator rewards. So that could be a really good, what's the right word? Driver of demand for BNB. That's not the word I was looking for, but that's what I'll go with.
No, that's good.
So because instead of just you locking up with 21, you lock up with 100.
Yeah. Apologies, I got it a little bit wrong. So the exact sentence from them is expand BSC/BC total validator to 150. And then active validators from 29 BSC plus 11 BC to 100. So obviously they say total validator to 150, and then to 100. So I'm not 100% sure what the actual number is, but also I know what obviously BSC is, but do you know what BC is?
Yeah, so that is like BEP2. That would be Binance Chain.
What?
So there are two. There's BNB Chain, and then there's Binance Chain.
Okay.
And there are two different blockchains.
And who uses Binance chain?
So, not a lot of people. I think everything is kind of validated on Binance chain. And for example, ThorSwap or ThorChain integrates actually with BEP2 assets. So like if you go into Trust Wallet, you can bridge your BNB from BEP20 to BEP2, and then you can trade with BEP2 assets like Ethereum, BEP2, Bitcoin BEP2. Yeah, so are they talking about increasing the validators on Binance chain?
It looks like both. So active validators from BSC and BC to 100. So it looks like they're going to be doing both. And Beacon chain, is that BEP2? Because I've seen, on Binance went, okay.
I believe so, yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I've nenever actually looked into why that exists at all. Yeah, interesting.
Well,
I need to obviously learn more about it.
Binance chain was the original. BSC was created to do the smart contract functionality.
Oh, okay.
So that's how, like, before BSC was created, you couldn't like do DeFi, right? So they had to kind of release BSC in order to do that.
Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, I'm going to look more into that because I have a lot of questions. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's the updated roadmap for BNB chain. As I said, I think the biggest news is more validators, more decentralization, because I know it's been a talking point. You know how many validators BNB chain has, say, in comparison to Ethereum, and in a lot of people's minds, arguably, decentralization is better, and more validators are better because it's more decentralized. So I think that's good to see. There are other details as well, that are quite technical, such as account abstraction, identity solution, hybrid application, communication layer, gaming infra. Yeah, so looks good. I'm not really sure 100% what that means. Apologies, just because it does seem very technical, but I'm sure very clever people working at BNB chain.
Yeah, I'm guessing like those topics at the end there, it's with identity solution, so maybe that's more of like a KYC solution. Yeah, thank you for zooming in on that. Communication layer would be faster, right? Making the chain faster, and then gaming infrastructure, again, it has to be faster to support the demands of gaming. So if you think about like this update, so the plans are make it more decentralized, make it more compliant friendly, potentially. Like it's not like everyone has to use an identity solution, but just building it in there, making it more compliant friendly, and then making it faster. All good things.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, and I think that the gaming infrastructure is good as well, because I think at the moment a lot of projects seem to be releasing GameFi games projects on Polygon, and it seems as though to an extent one of Polygon's USPs is gaming, but I don't really know why. Obviously, it's very, very cheap. However, it's good to see that BNB chain, developing that gaming infrastructure there. Also, social login, gasless, which again, very interesting times. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how BNB chain develops throughout this year. Anyway, moving on now to something that I think is quite impressive with the BSC News website. So on the BSC News website, you might have already seen, if you go to tools at the top, we've got a number of different tools there. However, I'm just going to click on RPC list. So as you may know already, your RPC URL, how you connect to a blockchain in your MetaMask, Trust Wallet, whatever wallet you use. There are a lot of ones that come with wallets, or lots of ones recommended online. However, if you've been using the same RPC URL, it could be worth. In my opinion, it definitely is worth upgrading to a different one, or having a look at what you could be missing out on. So, for example, on this RPC list, we've got BNB Chain, Polygon, and also Ethereum. They offer perhaps different services. Some of them are just different companies offering that RPC URL. However, at the top, you might have heard me talk about this one before, blocks route. So this is the one that I use, and in my opinion, it's completely it's a no-brainer because it's completely free. It functions just as well as the others, if not better, in my opinion. And also, it prevents you getting front run and also sandwiched, attacked. Apologies. I'm just going to put a quick QR code up on screen. So this is Bloxroute. So they sponsor BSC News Live at the moment as well. And all you need to do is scan that code there. And it'll take you to a page instructing you how to use this custom RPC URL in your MetaMask, in your Crypto.com wallet, whatever you use, and you will not get front run or sandwich attack when you use the BNB chain. I always have a funny image in my mind of sandwich attack, just a person throwing a sandwich at you, but unfortunately it's not that wholesome. It does give you the worst possible price of a trade depending on what slippage you use, and also it does drain liquidity from the project's pool. So anyway, RPC list on our website. All you need to do is just bsc.news, tools at the top, and then RPC list. Very easy. And then you can look through all of them and vote for which one you think is the best. And it's great to see that, Bloxroute are pretty much near the top. Well, in terms of votes, I think they're third to the top of votes, which is nice. But it's not just BNB chain. Obviously, Polygon are there as well as Ethereum. But Bloxroute, in my opinion, are the way to go. You can see that Bloxroute also offer Ethereum. So if you do lots of well, not even lots, but add it for Ethereum as well. So BNB chain and Ethereum, and I think as well in time it will come to Polygon. So I would like to use Bloxroute basically for all my EVM DeFi transactions because it does stop you getting front run or sandwiched attacked, as some people say. Have you got any additions to that at all, Ben?
Yeah, the only thing I would add is there's times when you're having issues with like transactions going through or data properly displaying on a website, like on PancakeSwap. If you want to select an asset to trade and your balances aren't loading, typically that's an RPC issue. And I actually had this issue last week. So I was trying to, I think, just yield farm, and I would click harvest and the transaction wouldn't load in MetaMask. That can happen. So I actually just went to our website. You can just click the add to MetaMask. It'll switch your RPC automatically, and then everything went fine. And I actually switched to the Bloxroute RPC, and then it worked fine. Because sometimes these RPCs, I think they can get like overloaded. So when there's a lot of on-chain activity and there's like a lot of congestion on one RPC, you want to switch to another one. And in the bull run, if you remember, that happened a lot. Like it would almost be every day I'm having to switch RPCs. Like the Binance data seed 1 got overloaded, so I switched to Binance data seed 2, right? Like because they have a whole bunch of different ones. And this tool on our site really just lets you do it automatically, so you don't have to do a bunch of copy pasting and manual editing of your URL. You just click the button and get it done.
Yeah, that's something that I forgot to mention. All you need to do to add it to your MetaMask is literally just click. You can't see it happening on my screen now, but all I did was just click add to MetaMask, next, connect, done, and that's literally it. So all you need to do is just click add to MetaMask, because normally it might be on a blog or something you need to copy and paste in 5 different fields, but with this, add to MetaMask, Bob's your uncle, easy peasy. And in my opinion, using Bloxroute is a no-brainer. Very good. There's also some other tools that we offer, which I'll go through on other days, perhaps. However, the crypto price index. So I made a little video about this. I'll actually just try and get it up as well. However, it's essentially a hub where you can track crypto prices, look at trending tokens, coins, and also vote for which ones you think are good. Well, which coins or tokens you think you're fans of, basically. We offer a lot of different blockchains as well, not just BNB. So as you can see here, Cosmos, Tron, Polkadot, Polygon, centralized exchanges, and everything in between. You can have your own watch list as well, so you can save it. But everything is there. So yeah, and also this is very, very useful here. So if ever I want to, calculate how much I want to, send someone, all I need to do is just, actually $10 isn't really enough, but say $50. I want to send someone in Bitcoin 0.002. Easy peasy. So I think that's very, very useful as well. And I'm using this calculator a lot. Not that I, buy and sell loads of things with Bitcoin, but this is what I use if I'm going to use Bitcoin to buy and sell, which is very, very useful. I found. So yeah, I find this quite exciting, and I think there might be a few more sort of features upcoming with the website, but yeah, not confirmed yet. Actually, yeah, I don't actually know much about that, but I hear through the pipelines, yeah, we've got exciting things on the way, as always, at BSC News, which is great. Are there any other aspects of the website or this, Ben, that you'd like to highlight or explore?
No, there are some cool things coming up, but I believe it's under embargo, so we will wait until that goes live.
Indeed. Yeah. Very, very good. And then some more sort of general news as well. Hold on just a moment. So BNB Chain announced something called the Zero to Hero program. And also, yeah, one of the adverts at the top of our website is quite distracting. Waifu token. Anyway, yeah, the Zero to Hero builder series. If you're a project owner, if you're thinking about starting a project that is in its very early phases, you can apply to this 6-month virtual builder series. So we've written a sort of easy to digest article again about what it is. However, if we head to the BNB Chain blog post specifically about it, what you'll be able to do in this, learn Solidity from scratch, which is the blockchain language, what smart contracts are written in 6 weeks. Online lectures with experts, tech sharing QA sessions, 3 languages, so it's taught in English, Chinese, and also Russian, not just English, which is great to see. And also you'll be able to create your first blockchain project together with our mentors and your classmates. So if you're looking to start your own blockchain project, or if you've just started, you can apply here. So if you go to the bsc.news and just search for Zero to Hero, you'll be able to find this article, and that contains all the links to apply. Hold on, shared the wrong screen. If you go to our website, it contains everything that you'll need to know there. But give it a go. Why not? Nothing to lose, and potentially a lot to gain. And also, at the very end of it, you get an NFT, as saying you've done this course. Congratulations, which is good. So there you go. If you're a project builder wanting to start your own project, go for it. Now's the time. Yeah, there you are. Anyway, moving on a little bit as well. In terms that, so last week, obviously there was some news with BUSD. CZ recently came out with a tweet talking about the market cap for that, which is obviously going down. What's great to see, though, I'm just going to share my screen again. Hold on a second. Is that the price of BUSD is remaining very stable, which is great. Obviously, it's backed by Paxos USD, essentially $1 to $1. So funds are SAFU, as CZ said. The market cap is going down, though, but that's essentially to be expected. I think it's just going to go down and down and down until it's negligible. But until, I think it'll be around for the foreseeable future forever, and it'll always remain at $1, but the market cap will just get less and less and less until it's maybe out of existence. What do you think, Ben?
Yeah, it's just going to take time, because if you think about, there's so many like liquidity pairs with BUSD, and there's so much BUSD. Last I saw, the market cap of it was, I think, 14 billion. It's probably lower by now, but it will take time. But it is great that the funds are there. It's not going to be a bank run situation. and probably within the next 12 months, it'll be gone. Is my guess.
Yeah, yeah, indeed. I've got a chart here for the market cap. So if we look at, well, actually, it's been going down a lot. I'm not sure exactly when the news was announced. However, we can see that, since basically the very end of last year, start of this year, it's been going down. And I assume that the news is here. Actually, yeah, it was. Yeah, sort of started last week. So the market cap there was 16 billion, and now it's at 13. So it's lost 3 billion market cap, which isn't that much. But again, there's nothing really to be afraid of. In my personal opinion, that's not financial advice at all. You need to think for yourself. Well, what do I do with my BUSD if you hold BUSD? Obviously, Paxos say it is backed 1-for-1 with US dollars, and they are audited by one of the top 4 accounting firms. But yeah, it's interesting to see that market cap sort of go down a little bit since the news. Anyway, some exciting stuff. We have Magic Eden coming on tomorrow. So for those people that are interested in Solana, and also arguably one of the most technologically advanced and aesthetically pleasing marketplaces out there, we're going to be having them on the show tomorrow, which will be very, very interesting indeed. I'm a big fan of Magic Eden. But apart from that, that's all the news from this weekend and in general that I have. It's been a relatively quiet crypto weekend, which in some ways could be good. I mean, no news is good news, as they say. But then tomorrow, Magic Eden, which will be, I'm sure, fantastic. Ben, have you got anything, I don't want to say any last words, because that sounds like a cowboy sort of, well, have you got anything to say before we say cheerio?
No, and I think less news is good right now. I know there was another SEC lawsuit against a celebrity for touting without disclosures. So I think we'll see more of that stuff coming out over the next several months. We'll see if there's any big. So just in terms of like the SEC regulation front, hopefully that stays quiet for a little while. That would
crossed.
Be nice.
Yeah.
Right. Other than that, yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, if you're watching and you're an XRP expert and you've been following the case, let us know, because it would be good to perhaps get you on and talk about that, because I know about it, but in comparison to the people that really know about it, I'll go on Reddit, and there are people out there that are experts on there. So if you know in detail about the XRP case and would like to come on and talk about it, please do, reach out. Sorry, Ben, carry on.
Oh no, that's all I've got. Yeah, XRP. I mean, I swear every week they say like we're gonna know, but it's just week after week after week.
Yeah, it could be next week that we get a decision, and then it's not. Hopefully, though, one of these days is just going to come out of the blue. Ripple victorious. Vroom. But we'll see. Who knows what will happen. Anyway, everyone, thank you very much, as always, for tuning in. Please do tune in again tomorrow, 5 p.m, same time, same place. We'll have Magic Eden on the show, which will be very exciting. Tell your friends. Anyway, speak soon. Ben, thank you very much, as always, and have a lovely rest of your day.
Talk to you tomorrow.